Man who offered $500 bounty for killing ICE agents pays the price. You know those videos of people eating hot peppers for $20? Like this one and this one fight over $20. Well, this is the political equivalent of that. It's no secret that many Democrats want to disband the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. One unhinged leftist in New York, however, took the anti-ICE hatred to a whole new level. He threatened to kill ICE agents. According to NBC News, a man who lives near Boston was arrested after he promised to pay cash to anyone who would murder a federal immigration enforcement agent. It apparently didn't occur to the radical that boasting about your intentions on Twitter is a surefire way to get noticed. Brandon Ziobrowski, 33 of Cambridge, Massachusetts, was arrested Thursday morning after posting on Twitter in July that he would give $500 to anyone who would kill an Immigration and Customs Enforcement ICE agent, NBC reported. After searching a couple articles on the internet, I've come to realize that murder in Cambridge has a life sentence. In prison, you get 3 square meals a day, all tofu. That's a joke because tofu is square. And there's this controversy about having prisoners work for $1 an hour. And I'm guessing if that's true, you would use the money you've acquired from working to pay for the food. And if you ever watched an episode of Jerry Springer, like I have, you would know that if you're also a smoker, you don't pay for cigarettes in cash, if you know what I mean. So the food would be the only thing you pay for in prison. And honestly, the cost of an abortion is between $400 and $900. So $800, $700, $600. So in specific cases, you would pay more to kill a baby than you would get from this guy who wants you to kill an ICE agent. And by the way, best abortion clinics, like how would you even determine that? Oh yeah, this abortion clinic killed my fetus so much better than the last one. I'm definitely coming back. 5 stars. I am broke, but I will scrounge and literally give $500 to anyone who kills an ICE agent. At me. Seriously, who else can pledge? Get in on this. Let's make this work. It is apparently not the first time the man has made violent threats against public officials. The indictment against Ziobrowski explained that he had also bragged about wanting to cut Republican Senator John McCain's throat. Now that, I will chip in $500 for that. Because if you haven't seen any of my previous videos, you would have no way of knowing this, but I do not like Senator John McCain at all. His anger on Twitter then shifted to law enforcement, and hateful messages about ICE had become prominent on his social media account since March. Yes, it seems the online platform has no problem shadow banning or outright blocking conservatives for having unapproved opinions, but a man posting threats and hatred against sworn law enforcement officials and a U.S. senator was allowed to continue for months. Ziobrowski is facing a serious charge of using interstate commerce to transmit a threat for his online pay-to-slay offer. I can promise you that during my tenure, this office will aggressively prosecute those who threaten law enforcement officers, said U.S. Attorney Andrew Lelling. Enough is enough, echoed Hank Shaw, an FBI special agent based in Boston. This case presents the violent potential faced by federal law enforcement officers. Sadly, the vitriol being hurled at officers is increasing. Not long ago, we reported on a group of out-of-control leftists who harassed ICE agents trying to do their jobs. Video of that incident showed protesters screaming the N-word at black officers. Wiz Khalifa, get on that. A group that can only be described as a mob also descended on a Portland ICE office, terrorizing the neighborhood and turning the area into one big biohazard. A mob targeted Portland's ICE office, camped out for 5 weeks, drugs, syringes, human waste, terrorized neighborhood, Mayor Ted Wheeler let it happen, ordered police to do nothing, now city is footing bill for biohazard team to clean up mess. Meanwhile, Democrats like Maxine Waters called on liberals to get in the faces and intimidate conservatives wherever they could find them, including at gas stations and restaurants. For all the talk about civility, going high, and tolerance, it seems the left is becoming increasingly radical and even violent.